Hey you guys, welcome back. So we're going to go over what's happening in the housing market. What happened in August? So we're going to go over the details as far as median sales price, inventory, and what's going on with new listings. So let's get into the numbers. Guys, so this is median sales prices for the Las Vegas Valley. That's Las Vegas, Henderson, and North Las Vegas. So you can see that we've obviously had our drop, which was all of 2022. Or for the most of 2022. And we bottomed here in February and we've gone up. Now for August, this is this line from here. So from here down here for all three cities, you see the change. So for Henderson, which is in the red, we've got a pretty significant drop. We went from 540 down to 525. For Las Vegas, we've also had a drop and we went from 448, we've now come down to 442. North Las Vegas, which is the exception here, we've actually had an uptick in the median sales price going from basically 400,000 to being up by $5,000 at 405. So some of you may be curious as to why did Henderson and Las Vegas drop, but North Las Vegas actually had an uptick here. So I'm going to go and show you guys what's happening with interest rates, but I think that what's been going on going from July into August and through August is the reason why we ended up having a drop here in Henderson and Las Vegas, but we had a little bit of an uptick here in North Las Vegas. So I'll go over that. You know what? I'll just give it to you right now. The reason why I think that this is happening is because of the fact that you can see here obviously that the median sales price for North Las Vegas is significantly lower than we're going to find here for Las Vegas and Henderson. So in the more expensive area, they're going to be more sensitive to interest rates. So when interest rates go up, you're going to find less demand for housing. Therefore, you're going to find surprisingly, a pretty quick change in what the overall market is going to end up doing when it comes to prices. So you're going to have a pullback in the most expensive areas, and you might actually have a migration into interest into the cheaper areas. So that would be North Las Vegas. So people that were probably looking in Las Vegas, maybe in the Henderson area, are like, you know what, this is too much for me now that interest rates have come up, and they end up, buying a property in North Las Vegas. Now, that's just my personal opinion, but as you'll see in the interest, or what's happening in the chart with the interest rates, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. All right, you guys, so this is new listings. So these are properties that have just hit the market. This is not overall supply. Like I just said, this is new listings for Las Vegas, Henderson, and North Las Vegas. So Las Vegas being, the larger of the three cities, you have more properties that ended up coming onto the market. But for the most part, going back to the beginning of this year, we're pretty much flat. We've got a little bit of uptick and then a drop and an uptick and a drop. I expect as we move into the winter, or in a sense into the fall and into the winter, we're going to end up finding less and less properties that are hitting the market. But for both Las Vegas, Henderson, and North Las Vegas, we are all pretty much flat. There isn't a whole lot of people putting their properties onto the market. All right, you guys, so this is pretty much a chart that's going to go over inventory. I know that this is homes for sale for Las Vegas, Henderson, and North Las Vegas, but in a sense, this gives us a window into what's happening with housing supply. So we peaked last year in September, and we have quickly come down. Why is that? Well, it's because of interest rates. All of this, what's going on with the market, is all pretty much predicated on what's been happening with interest rates. But for Las Vegas, Henderson, and North Las Vegas, it's just been a continuous decline. Month after month after month, we get a continual decline in the supply of homes that are available for sale. Now, is this going to continue? Well, just to kind of give you a little bit of insight of what's happening on any given year, the beginning of any year always starts out where we're beginning to get that transition to where more properties are coming onto the market. More people are listing their homes for sale, and buyers are not coming onto the market. So you get that ramping up effect during the beginning of the year. As we move into spring and into the summer, that's our peak time, and then we cool off in the fall, and then the winter is our slowest period. So I would expect that we may end up finding more and more properties not hitting the market. So this continual decline in our inventory until we see perhaps interest rates move down, and then we might actually find, well, one, more demand, and then second, we might end up finding more properties onto the market as sellers willing to let their property go, knowing that they can get themselves into a new home or a resale for a much lower interest rate than where we're currently at. All right, you guys, so this is where we are at with 30-year fixed mortgage rates. All of this information is provided to us, at least as far as the chart on interest rates by Mortgage News Daily. Now, to reiterate what I was talking about when we're dealing with the median sales price, we ended up seeing a drop in the median sales price for Henderson and for Las Vegas. Why is that? Well, you could see here that in August, we had a quick spike up here, bringing up the 30-year fixed mortgage rate to 7.5%. The highest we have seen in an extremely long time. I'm talking about 20 plus years. So with that said, you're going to end up having a pullback. And when there's a pullback, prices are going to end up falling. Now we have dropped from that 7.5%, but we are still in the sevens. We are in the low sevens. We ended up pulling back here in September into the 7.25% for the mortgage rates, but we are kind of hovering around this low 7% mark. That is going to put continual pullback on buyers' demand for housing, so we could continue to see just stress overall in the market, a lot of volatility with prices jumping up and down as these interest rates end up moving. But it definitely, I believe, these interest rates also affect inventory. Sellers not wanting to put their properties onto the market because they know that when they sell, they got to go buy another property, and they don't want to jump into a high interest rate, especially when I would say, perhaps there's more than 50% of homeowners that have a mortgage have a significantly lower interest rate. I'm talking below 5%. Probably somewhere on average in the 4s. But we definitely knew that during 2020, 2021, buyers and those that were refinancing were getting themselves a huge discount in the interest rate because they were right around that 3%. A lot of folks were able to benefit from below 3% in the 2.75, 2.5%. So for those of you who took advantage of that, congratulations for those of you who did that. Now, I don't expect that a lot of you are going to want to give that up. And that's why, for those of you who are just like, well, why do we not have, find more people putting their properties onto the market? Well, it's because they've got themselves locked in with a low interest rate and they don't want to give that up. Perhaps when interest rates start coming down, and some economists believe that that may be next year, but we shall see. Perhaps we'll see a jump in the inventory of homes. But again, I don't have a crystal ball. If you do, please contact me and let me know. But otherwise, this is kind of where we're at when it comes to the inventory, the median sales price, and the interest rates for homes in the Las Vegas, Henderson, and North Las Vegas area.